Right now, though, we are finishing up our most intriguing countdown because KJ was in at 8 o'clock. We bumped it to 9. So today we are on to
number 8.
DK Metcalf is the number 8 most intriguing Seahawk. You know he's got to be in the top 10, Brock. No matter how much you know about DK, he's just so freakishly talented that he's one of the most intriguing guys no matter what. If you made it out to practice, one of the first people we would look to, if you've never been there before, is I got to see what DK Metcalf looks like in person. I got to see what those muscles look like in person. I got to see what did he call them? Swole bones? That's what Steve Smith Sr. called him. I got to see what old swole bones looks like when I see him in person because he's the most talented guy on the roster. He was the only one who was in the top 10 of any position in the NFL, according to the other players and ESPN. So, yeah, I mean, he is the guy who, when you get there, you can't help but notice. At the same time, as good as he's been, and as talented as he is and as freakishly built and athletic as he is, why isn't he one of the best wide receivers in the league? Like, why isn't he immediately considered one of the top 5? What does he need to do to get to that level? We asked him what it was like being in his 5th training camp now.
I think I would compare and contrast it, but I still have the same hunger, the same drive, but my mentality is different in the aspect of how I approach the game. I know I have a bunch of rookies behind me, asking me a lot of questions. So this is kind of transitioning to all right, I'm not the young guy anymore. I'm answering questions for the young guy. So just taking what Bobby and Russ and Locke have taught me, my first few years in the league and just applying it to my life and, giving them the same, bits and pieces of information they gave me.
Could DK be one of the best receivers in the league?
I will say this. It's why you drafted Jackson Smith and Jigba at 20.
To kind of help it.
To help it.
Yeah.
To help it along. To scoot it along. And I'm sure part of DK is like, we took a receiver in the first round, number 20. And then after that thought went through his head, he's like, oh, yeah. Oh, we took that receiver. Oh, that guy. That slot guy. That's going to now command a tremendous amount of defensive resources and preparation. And then in the actual game itself to leave me with more opportunities to eat. He's getting paid pretty top-tier receiver money. And there was a line last night in Hard Knocks after I was done watching the Mariner game and literally shaking, like just emotionally. That one, I don't know why. I was at football practice. I was wired up. Agony, I think you texted the word, and that just got me going. I was shaking. So then I had to put Hard Knocks on to just meditate and calm down a little bit. And there was a great part there with the head coach walking with the owner, Woody Johnson. And he said to him after Quinnen Williams got paid $90 million, right? A lot of money. And head coach says, yeah, but he's the kind of guy you want to pay. Because he's the fire starter. He sets the whole tempo. And when they cut that check for DK, he's the kind of guy you want to pay. Not because of even what he's done in the past, but what you just asked. Can he be one of the 5 to 10 best in the league? He's got to work at it. I think out of him and Jackson and Tyler, his hands need the most consistent attention to detail and work. He's not the most natural, certainly compared to those other 2 that are off the charts in that scale. But, man, he's going to get a chance to eat a lot more one-on-ones this year than he has the previous few years.
Yeah, he's also, one of the more entertaining people, which makes him intriguing. He's got as much personality as any wide receiver out there. Certainly when you saw him with his tuxedo short getup that he wore to Tyler Lockett's wedding, he explained where that came from.
Yeah, I just, I can wear what I want to wear and, not care what everybody else thinks.
Where do you buy tuxedo shorts?
Like, you got to buy the pants and then they got to cut them for you.
Oh, so you got to go to a tailor?
Well, I was at Mirren's Warehouse. I didn't go to a tailor.
You're DK Metcalf. You go to Men's Warehouse to what? Rent a tux?
No, I bought the tux.
Okay, so you buy a tux and you say, hey, would you mind cutting this down to shorts length?
And they had no problem doing it. They had the little chalk, lined it up, and tailored it for me. So I told them appreciate it and thank you and gave them their bills and walked out.
It's good to be DK Metcalf, I think, in a lot of different ways. Yeah. It's got to be a pretty entertaining and fun life. And I'll give you a little hint, Brock. DK's girlfriend, supposed girlfriend, is it girlfriend more? Girl he's dating, is going to make her way into ranked today.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Unexpectedly. How about that?
Well, I'll say this, too. DK came up on Hard Knocks yesterday. Will McDonald, number 15 pick in the draft, D end out of Iowa State. He went and got piercings. Cam. Dude's already got a piercing like DK with a ring in his nose.
Yep.
Bro, you know what was intriguing? Watching face piercings and realizing what DK has done to his face. That's most intriguing.
Yeah,
You cut
that
the
is
music.
it. That is number 8. DK
You thought
Metcalf.